Hello, Pastor Bob here. As promised, we've got free guitar lessons. And let us start first with identifying, get comfortable with your guitar. Go get your guitar, because this is an interactive experience here. We want to do this together. One of the things I like to do is I like to sit on a stool when I play. I like to wear a strap on my guitar. This is a strap. And what it does is it frees up my hands so that my guitar can sit balanced on my lap. I like it on my thigh like this, as you can see. I can rest my arm up here, which gives me fluid elbow movement and wrist movement for my pick hand, my strum hand that I can move. It keeps my left hand, which I use for chording and other work, free to get all the way from the first fret all the way down and up the neck. Also gives me free to be able to work with the tuners up here, and these are tuners. Let's start with strings. As we start here with strings, there's 6 strings on the guitar, and believe it or not, they work from the bottom up. With the tiniest string down here being an E string, being your first string, second string B, third string G, fourth string D, fifth string A, and your top string, your sixth string, E, like the bottom. The other thing that I want you to notice here as we get started is these little frets. These frets go down the neck here, and you can see these little silver bars that come all the way down the neck here. What they do is they separate places for you to place your hands. For instance, if I was to say on the 5th string, which we know is the A, on the 5th fret, I wanted you to place your finger, you wouldn't actually count down 5 of these silver frets and place your finger on the fret. You would actually place your finger between the 4th and 5th fret, because we're counting the spaces, not really the frets. So space 1, space 2, space 3, space 4, space 5. Even though the terminology is place your finger on the 5th fret, you're actually placing your finger on the 5th space that the fret separates. Let's try that. Open A, now it becomes a D. You hear that? Now, before we get started and go any further, let's talk about tuning, because let's face it, if you're not in tune, unless you're into that type of thing, it's not going to sound very good. Now, there are different methods of tuning. One way that I like to teach people is we're not just teaching you how to play guitar. We're trying to develop your ear for music. I think it's very important, especially the whole process of us doing this guitar lessons is to enhance worship, that you can show your love to God and use your gift for His glory. I want you to feel what you're doing. I want you to be a part of what you're doing. To do that, you need to hear and be responsive to the tones. Now, they make electronic devices like this here that'll do all the work for you. And in today's day and age, it seems a lot of people want to do that. But take my advice. If you buy a unit, make sure it's got some type of tone device in it that will give you the sound of the string so that you can tune to a sound and not just watch a dial go back and forth. After you get familiar, you can take that and you can do that later on. Preferably, what I usually tell people, and they're also a lot cheaper, is a pitch pipe. Now you can see on a pitch pipe there are actually 6 different notes that you will blow on with your mouth to give you a tone. That tone represents the 6 strings that are on your guitar. Now you might hear one tone. I always start with A. That's what I teach everybody. Get that tone. Get that in your mind. Go, ah, ah, A. Now if that was tuned down, go, ah, and you bring it up to pitch. That's what the tuners are for. As you turn them counterclockwise or clockwise, you raise or lower your note so that you can bring it in tune with, say, a pitch pipe. Now, what I would encourage you to do is only use the pitch pipe, say, for the A. Get the A in tune. Now what I want you to do is go to that same 5th fret that we talked about earlier. Put your finger on it. Now that's a D. Now what was this string right below that? That is a D. So if you place your finger on the 5th fret of the A string and then play your 3rd string down, which is your D string, they should be the same note. And they're not. And that's how you basically go about tuning your guitar. Now you would start at the top and you work your way down. Why don't you take a short break and we'll come back and I'll show you how to tune your guitar by ear. Okay, we're back, and as promised, let's go into tuning now. Remember, we tuned our A string up already. We did that with our pitch pipe or with the tone of our electronic device, and we listened to that note in our head. Okay? Now come back, place your finger on the 5th fret. Remember, in between the 4th and 5th little bar here, place your finger there, and hit the string underneath it, which is your D string. Those notes should be the same. Now I want you to do the same thing. Take this finger, go down to the D string, which you just tuned, hit it, and hit the G string underneath it. And that should be the same. Now, as we get the G string done, we move down a fret to the 4th. Place your finger on the G string, hit the B underneath it, should be the same. Now we're going to come back up to the 5th fret on the B string, here, and the open E underneath it should be the same. And of course the two E's are the same, so you go, because those are both E's. And what you have is, and your guitar's in tune. I highly recommend that you save this to your computer, just don't stream it, because tuning is one of the more difficult parts of learning how to play guitar. And again, take my advice in using the pitch pipe or a tone to develop your ear to hear these notes. It's how you tune a guitar.